I need to stop the transcription. Okay. So I'm recording now just for us.
All right. No problem.
So just in case you have some questions and then you can go over the video and then, yeah. So, I'll share from start. Okay, so, I know I did no subtitles. Can you see this screen?
Yes, perfect.
Yep. Do I need to
Yep,
make it bigger or it's fine?
it's fine.
No. Okay, so this is not a AST course. So it's not, but it's kind of. Because
Yes.
in the end there is some responsibilities and things that you're going to be doing on the sake of the AST.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm using the same format
Correct.
because it's kind of the only thing that you're not doing is teaching the course. But there is
Yes.
some administrative parts that you need to understand. Now, I could have just sent a video to you to watch, but I think it would be more useful if we kind of have this
Yes.
one-to-one or um, call. I'm just concerned about the other person that she has accepted, but she's not here. But anyway,
Oh,
so okay, just to let you know, the what's going to happen after today, after this session. Now, I had scheduled for half an hour, but we might go a little over. But because it's the first time that I'm doing it, so we might go a little over. But the after today,
mhm.
did you get an invitation for Google Classroom? Correct?
Correct.
Yes. Google Classroom is going to be your space for the next week. Now,
Okay.
I've chunked everything into 1 week.
Mhm.
So normally it's go over 3 weeks, but
Okay.
I'm sure you let me know if you're struggling with time to do the assignments, and I'm gonna explain a little about that now. So this is, have you used Google Classroom before?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so you understand that. Okay, okay. So, just for the sake of the other person who is not here, I will explain. On a stream, it's just a wall of notifications. It's not really streaming anything. So every time that there is a notification, will come in this page here. The
Mhm.
classwork goes there. Okay,
Yes.
so this is all the classwork that you have to do. It's not really, it looks much, but it's not. So after our
Okay.
session today, let's say in about 25 minutes, you're gonna get a bunch of emails coming from Google Classroom saying that you've been assigned an assignment. It means, okay, so most of them is just literally either reading
Mhm.
or doing some things, doing administrative things. Now, I don't need you to show me with a screenshot that you are reading, or I trust that you did read. Okay,
Okay.
so just follow the instructions, and if you have any questions, just send me an email. As I said, they are very easy. What's the most important thing? Well, you're familiar with Google Classroom, but don't forget to mark as done. Okay,
Yes.
you see this little button that says mark as done. If you don't mark as done, it won't show here in grades. No, you don't have any grades because um, I will show you something, another course. For example, here, this is a different course, and it won't show here that is done. Once you mark as done, I will receive a notification saying, I have a different one. This one is, it's easier to show. No, it's not this one, sorry. CVA, 2 of June CVA. It's this one. For example, as you can see here, this person has marked as done, and I get a notification that is turned in. So what
Yes.
I'm going to do, I'm going to return it. So, and then people get scared. Oh my God, the teacher returned my assignment. The returning is a good thing. So basically, I'm actually just, I receive it, I've
Mhm.
checked, and I'm giving it back to you. So that's it. It's just letting you know that I saw that you did. That's it.
Okay.
So when I mark as return, you see it becomes a tick.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's go back to your classroom. So yes, so these are the assignments. So as you go through them, you just mark as done. There
Mhm.
will be a few things that you need to do on the system, and if you have any issue on that, you let me know, okay? If you don't have access to some specific areas, because you're gonna be given, I think you already got permission to access the AST portal. Okay,
Oh,
so y that means you're going to log in into the SEA page and you're going to AST portal and you log
mhm.
in there. Log in as a
All right.
trainer because
Okay.
by doing that, you will have um, you will have access of doing the administrative things as same as an AST. Okay,
Oh,
so if you have any issue with that, let me know.
all right.
Okay. Um, Other assignments is to be you can download a guidebook, download and schedule a course. So all of those things that you need to learn to do. Okay.
Oh,
Um, Let me see. Well, I'm not gonna go through that much about what these our certificate programs, but you're probably aware of those. I always talk about why our certificate programs, it's a certificate program and not a certification, because in fact, the um, the the expression or the that says I'm a certified barista doesn't exist
correct.
because they they went through the course, they took the exams, and they passed the course and the exams, and they got a certificate. That's it. There is no
Mhm.
validation, there is nothing else. So a license has a validation. So it's very important for the ASTs to communicate that to the students. You're not certified as a SEA barista. Now you got a certification through the SEA program. Okay. Um, What's very important for your ASTs to know, and they probably know that the programs are live instruction, exams, and certificate. There is no option. Okay, so you
Okay.
cannot say, "Oh, I'm not interested in a certificate. Can I pay less?" No. You
Okay.
once you put the course in the system, you have to go all the way through. Okay.
Okay.
Um, Now, this will be very important for you to know. This is on our assignments as well, okay? But is the distribution model on how the things works on the system, okay? So basically, the learner, once you schedule the course on the system, that will show in the calendar. So I am a learner, and then I want to take a course, and I look at the calendar of courses, and I find your course or the course of one of your SDs. And then
Mhm.
I go to the system and I click request to be accepted on your course. Okay. So once that happens, um, you as an AST, or in this case, that will be you have
Mhm.
to go to the course and click accept the student. Okay, but
Okay.
now it's very important that before you accept the students, when you line up the information of the course on the system, be very clear about the conditions of the course. Okay, so in terms of price, in terms of times, in terms of how it works, that communication is it's in between you and your students.
Mhm.
So once the student is accepted, he's fully aware of all the conditions,
Okay.
including payment. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so the learner requests to be accepted, you accept the learner, and then it comes an important part, okay, that you will be probably administrating this, is when it comes to fees. Yeah.
Okay.
So there is what do you charge for the course? It's your problem. I'm not, we cannot tell you how much to charge because depends of your location, depends of the competition, depends of so many things.
Correct.
But there is one value, there is one price that is not negotiable, let's say, that is the fees that you and the learner has to pay to us. That is administrative fees. Okay?
Yes.
So one of the fees, it's paid by the learner.
Mhm.
When you set up a course, so you're creating a course in the system. It's very easy once you learn, okay? You
Mhm.
might do some mistakes, but we can fix that, no problem. But once you're setting up the course, the fee, the learner fee, is called course enrollment fee, is that
Mhm.
fee is that fee that the student has to pay because he signed up for the course. Okay?
Okay.
Um, that fee actually can be paid by you. So it
Mhm.
can be paid either by the learner or either by the AST. So when you
Okay.
set up a course, there is an area, there is a question that will ask, who is going to pay the course enrollment fee? And then you click the AST or the learner. If you click the learner, on the moment that a learner is being accepted on your course, the learner will get immediately and automatically an email with an invoice for the course enrollment fee. So
Mhm.
the fees, they are flat rate. So well, I'll talk about that in a second. That is, but if you click the AST pay, the course enrollment, what is probably most of the cases, as soon as you accept that learner, you are going to get the course enrollment fee. Okay?
Okay.
So that's one fee. Now the other fee is the AST fee.
Mhm.
And that one is automatically paid by the AST. So once a student has been accepted on your course, you automatically get the AST service fee.
Okay.
Okay? So there's two fees. One is the
Okay.
learner and one is the AST. Now the fees, I'm gonna use this example. The fees are flat rate. Let's say for all the courses, they are most of the courses, almost like 90%, they are 50-50. So to say
Yeah.
$50 for students, $50 for AST.
Mhm.
Some courses like Introduction to Coffee, for example, they are 25 and 25. Okay, so depending on the course, there is a different value, but whatever is paying the learner, pay the AST. Now, you probably saw some news about changing of prices, and
Yes.
I
Right.
don't know how that applies to your area, if which zone are you, but again, whatever fee you're paying as an AST, the learner is paying the same. Okay?
Okay. But there's
Um,
no, if I'm not mistaken, it's not yet implemented, the group one, two, three, group 1 to 5, or is it already implemented?
it's not in place yet.
Not yet. Okay.
No, 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 no. It will be launched by July, end of July or something like that. It's not yet. Okay.
Okay.
So once the fees are paid, and ideally the fees need to be paid prior the course starts. And I'm saying that why, and that will be important for you. Why it's important the fees to be paid prior the course starts? Because once the course starts, the students will attend the course. They will be on the system. The AST will take the exams, the practical test, for example. But when he goes on the system to try to mark as pass the practical tests, and this
Uh-huh.
is probably something that you're going to be doing, maybe, um, you have to go on the system and mark as pass to the practical. And
Uh,
in that moment, you can click send the written test, the online test. But
Okay.
if the fees are not paid, you cannot send the written test.
All
So
right.
that is why that is important. And we made these changes because prior it wasn't like that. We made these changes to facilitate the fact that the students are not sitting there forever waiting for the AST to pay. So
Yes.
now the AST has no choice. If he wants to send the written tests, these fees need to be paid. Okay?
Yes.
Am I
So
going too
before,
fast?
no, no, it's okay. But as long as it's done before the course starts.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Or even the day of the course, but always like, or either the day on the final day of the course, but ideally
Because
before.
one
Before.
of our issues here in Manila is that there are some that would just walk in on on the first day of class. They will not tell us that, or they won't get in touch, but they see our ads online that we're having their classes, and they will just
Mm.
pop in the first day. So sometimes we have to go through how they can open their own SCA account and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
Happens.
Yeah, I get that. But how you've been managing so far? Because the ESTs, they've been managing the situation, no?
Yes, they what we've been doing is paying it the day before the exams,
Yeah, yeah,
like what you said, the last one.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. The only, as I said, the only limitation that you will have if it's not paid, that the student won't be able to receive the online tests. So they won't be able to do the online tests, and once they pass, they won't receive their certificate.
Mhm.
But if it's paid on these conditions, it's fine. It's okay. Okay. Um, okay. So now, in terms of materials, you're probably aware of our materials. Each AST, they have their own modules, and they are able to download these modules. You also that I'm not gonna go through that, but the translations. Now, our translations are not perfect. It's not translated in Philippines. Sorry. It's
It's okay, but
yeah.
everything in English anyway. Yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem. We do have an option of paper exam. If there is a problem with any students that he cannot do the exam in English, you can request that exam to be sent by paper. So, and then we send to you the paper version of that exam, and then you can actually translate that paper version and use in the future. Okay?
Okay. Just
But use in the future means every time that you have a student taken as a paper exam, you need to mark on the system that student is taken as a paper exam,
oh,
or we will have to do. Okay? Otherwise, it won't show the result on the system.
all right.
But yeah, there is two persons. There is very. I don't know if you've been talking to Fiona, no?
Yes, but not
Yeah,
as
and Haley as well.
yes, just to
Okay,
mainly follow up
yeah.
about
So
it.
those two persons are very important. Okay, so any problem that you have, administrative problem, contact either one or the other.
All
Haley, it's very good. Most Haley, I would say, but Fiona as well. Yeah. Okay.
right.
Um, I'm gonna go very quick in terms of policies and procedures because they're my concerns to you. I
Mhm.
don't know, but you've been already doing courses, so I don't know if it's necessary, but having in considerations the cancellation policies, if those cancellations are initiated by the learner or by the AST. This is why I was saying it's very important for you, but you've been doing this already, have your business and your policies and procedures and the clear communication with the students regarding to all of those situations that might happen. Okay, so another consideration is attendance policy, um, retakes. That's very important. What is your policy for retakes? You know that our online exams, it's 2 attempts,
Okay.
but also for you to know, we are flexible on that. If there is a good reason, like the students started the exam, but the internet dropped down by like a power cut or a storm or something, they will automatically lose that attempt. So if they fail, you can always contact us. Don't, not the student. The student
Oh,
has to contact you and tell, I had a problem with my online exam. I need you to, can I do it again? And then you contact us and we will activate another attempt to that student. Okay. So there
is there
is something
grace
that is,
period? I mean, like for the two attempts, like if they fail the
20,
first
21 days. They
21.
have 21 days to take the exams. You will find all this information on the guidebook that you will read, but
All right.
they have 21 days. In these 21 days, they can take the two attempts. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if they pass these 21 days and they forgot they had an exam, sometimes we are flexible when we reactivate the exam as well. We are
All
very
right.
flexible in that aspect, but just don't tell the student. Okay.
All right.
There is something important that will be that's it's happening already, but I don't know if you're aware. So they are still almost like in the middle person here. Okay,
Mhm,
so you have the student on one side, the SEA, we in the other side, and the AST in the middle. There is some relationships in between the AST and the student. We get not involved, and the other relationships in between the AST and us.
mhm,
So, and rarely we have a relationship with directly with the student. It's very rare because we respect the relationship between the AST and the student. Okay. Uh, Complaints procedures, public health and safety, emergency, all of those things to have in consideration. Okay. Um, what else?
just a quick question.
Another, sure.
Retake. Do they get another? Do we have to pay another learner fee if it's
No,
on the third attempt?
no,
No. No.
no.
No.
No, no. Once the fee is paid, it's paid. We don't. Now you might charge.
Okay. Because that's
No,
my concern. If it's on the
yeah.
third or the fourth attempt, we can charge, but we don't have to
Mm,
pay.
no, but I don't think we're gonna be giving you 4 attempts. Like normally one depends of the situation, but if you clearly see that the students took once fail, took twice fail, that's
Mm-hmm.
a fail. That's a fail.
Okay.
But if there is a case that the student, for any particular and extraordinary reason, is failing, and then
Mm-hmm.
we give the other chance.
All right.
Okay, because I can see in the system if the students took or not the exam. Sometimes the exam was initiated but never finished. So, and then the system is showing me that. Okay, so in those cases, we can actually give you another attempt. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um, Now, there will be situations, and I will present them here quick. There will be situations that you might encounter yourself. Okay, like for example, my student is trying to launch the exam, but it keep comes with an error. I don't know if you ever heard about this problem, but this problem is an IT problem. Okay, so if you come, my student comes to you and said, "I'm trying to take the exam, but it show an error." So there is a little button on the system that says report an exam issue. That's the best way to go. So the students need to click in there and report an issue. The
This is in a account, correct? On the student's account, not on the AST's account.
No, exactly, the student account. So they are trying, and there will be a page, and there will be an area report an issue. So, and then they go and they click in there. That's the best way to go. So if
All
your
right.
student comes to you and says, "I keep getting an error, I can get the exam," to do the exam, and then tell them to report the issue, or just you can write directly to us. Okay.
Mhm.
If you write to education at sca.coffee, you will follow into a long list of emails, and they will. So that's why I recommend you go this way. Okay. Um, my student passed the exam, but still don't have the certificate. This situation might be happening because um, do we have a meeting next week? Do we?
Yes, on the 18th, I think.
Okay, so let's do something better. I'm gonna, I will stop sharing the screen. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna go through this. I'm gonna leave this for next week. So
All right.
let's do, yeah, because I've been throwing a lot of things to you. So let's do something. You go through the assignments.
All right.
And then next week we meet again for clarifications of any questions, and then we can go through these situations. These are the special cases that might happen.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's leave that for next week.
Okay, no
Does it
problem.
sound good?
Yes.
Sorry, it was too quick? No?
No, just right. I have just one last question
Sure.
on the exam because, like, with us right now, we've been using because the academy we have tablets that we provide to our
Mm,
students. Uh, but so far they've been doing the SEA
exams?
exams. And so far, so good. So is that okay? Or
Well, if the tablet works, it's
Mhm.
fine. Normally, we recommend use the laptop. Uh,
Okay,
definitely not phones. Um,
yes,
Tablets, they are not as powerful as a laptop, and sometimes there is students complaining for some issues that is not showing the entire question or the alternatives, but if it so far is working for you, totally fine.
okay,
Um, again, there might be a problem if you're using, or definitely if you're using a phone, like you won't be able to access the full functionality of the platform. So,
okay.
but so far so good. So
So
if
far,
it
the
works,
tablet works only for that purpose, just for the SEA exams right now.
yeah,
And we used to use it for Cropster for when we do cupping, but
yeah,
so
yeah,
far I think
yeah,
it works
yeah.
great.
No, if it's working fine, it's fine. Yeah, no problem. No, we don't have any restrictions on that. Yeah.
But in case like the student like on the last day of the exam, they prefer to do it at home. Is that allowed?
It
The
prefers to do at home.
the at home, yeah.
Oh
Instead of
yes. Oh no,
the
that's the actual idea.
oh okay. All
So
right.
no, the student no, in the past, and I'm talking about my time. My
Okay.
time is
All
like is like 15 years ago.
right. Okay.
So
All right.
uh, in the past, there was a paper exam, and it was given. So you take the practical, and then you take the paper exam, and you had to do it in class, and
Okay.
then afterwards the AST marked the exam and then send you the result. Since we have the online exam, we are, one of the big things about the online exam is that the students don't have the pressure to take the exam on class. So, and the ASTs don't have the pressure to fit in the time frame of the course the the written exam. So the
Okay.
so basically you're saying you pass the practical exam, now you go home and you're gonna get your online test and you take at your convenience. You have 21 days and two attempts to take the exam. And they still
Okay.
don't need to give that extra time unless they want.
Okay. All right.
So, but you don't. It's okay. There's no
Okay.
obligation. That's why we
Okay.
give to them 21 days so they go home and they do that in their own time with no pressure and it's fine. Okay?
Okay. Okay. At least that's
Good.
clear. Mhm.
So, as I said, you probably already got a lot of notifications from Google Classroom saying that the assignments have been scheduled.
Yes, I
Um, Now,
agree.
all of them they're scheduled for next week. Okay,
Okay.
so you go through slowly. What is very important, there is three tests. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so these three tests, I recommend you do the first set of assignments. That will be the AST Course Admin portal, and then the certification section,
Mm-hmm.
and the first three, and the AST license expectations. Okay,
Okay.
once you've
Okay.
done those, once you've done those three, you go and then you do the tests,
Mm-hmm.
the first tests,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
you go to course management and you do the second test.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
afterwards, you go to course materials and written and practical and course administration. No, course materials and written and practical. And then you do the third test.
Okay. All right. And then where can I download all the AST handbook and all that?
Oh, I'm not
Through,
telling you. It's your
okay.
homework.
All right. All right. Because I'm
Okay.
not sure where they place if it's on my office email that my account.
I
Or
don't know,
well,
your account
uh,
should be active. If you go to the AST portal right now, so
yeah,
if you
I'm
go to
on,
the website,
and then I go to the trainers login.
you go
Correct?
to the trainer's login,
Okay. Uh, I
and then
don't
you,
see.
if you if you go to trainer's login, can you just log in normally with the same account that you've been using so far?
Yes so far, but I don't see any AST portals on my map.
Let me share my screen with you again, just a second. So you are here, yeah?
Yes, correct.
And then you go to my account.
Uh-huh.
Do you have this that says my AST portal?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
I will talk to my colleague and to get that activated for you, okay?
All right.
Are you
I can show you mine first, so if you want to just to make sure,
okay?
or this is what I have. Um, Do you see it? So I only have under my account. It's just this.
Ah, okay. Yeah, no. Which email are you using? The same email that you
Yes, this the one that I use for the office, the
so
coffee school. I'll put it on the chat so it's easier.
ah, okay. That's good. If you have in our chat, great. So I will get that sorted for you. Okay.
All right, and then I will double check tomorrow, on, at least
Mm-hmm.
on my end, to see if it's already there. If not, I'll let you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
So did I stop the recording?
Not yet.
I stopped now.
Okay.